Okay, so let's take a look at the box office for this past week. So, biggest thing opening this week, coming in at number 3, only number 3, is Arthur the King. Coming in, like I said, number 3, only bringing in about $7.5 million. And it was projected to make about 11 to 16. So this is definitely, disappointing if you're the creators of Arthur the King. On top of the fact that those projections were already kind of, humble to begin with, right? And it was made for about $19 to $40 million. So this is not a great start, and I haven't heard great things about it. I don't know if you know about this film. It's kind of like a, kind of generic, paint by numbers, inspirational, true sports story, but also has a dog. So like there's that, it's kind of like two different kinds of generic movies smushed together. So it'll be interesting to see how this does going forward. But it couldn't even get number 1, which usually a new movie's usually at number 1 for the box office. Then we also have the Holocaust drama One Life, starring Anthony Hopkins, only bringing in about 1.7 million this weekend, but it's made about 33 million worldwide. So I think this is like a BBC film. So I imagine most of its market or most of its box office has been made overseas, probably most likely in the United Kingdom. It's about a real life guy from England who helped a bunch of Czech refugees escape from the Nazis and stuff. So, again, kind of also generic paint by numbers. I went to go see it. I'll be having a review up sometime in the next week or so, but it's an okay movie, and I think this box office reflects it. And then number 9, you have the American Society of Magical Negroes. Sorry, I think it's okay for me to say that if it's the title of the movie. Only bringing in about 1.3 million, coming in at number 9. Again, this is kind of a low-key film. I've heard okay things about it. So again, it's more like on the indie side. So, it's not surprising to kind of see it lower in the top 10 here. In terms of things continuing, so Kung Fu Panda 4 holding first place in its second weekend now. I'm bringing in about $30 million. About a 48% drop, so not awful, but not great. Again, I haven't heard great things about it, but so far it's been doing pretty decently. It's brought in about 108 million domestically and 176 million worldwide. So it's again kind of like that. Sorry, I'm getting reports that the image is frozen here. Not sure why that's happening. Hopefully it kind of gets sorted out here. But, it was interesting to kind of see Migration and how successful that film was. In terms of kind of being like a family-friendly animated film in a marketplace that didn't have many alternatives. Now that this has come out, I wonder if this is going to do really well. Also considering that Wonka isn't really having much more play at this point. I think it just came out on digital. So that's been doing very well. Coming in at number 4, also in its second week, is the horror film Imaginary. This is like the weird it kind of sounds cool in concept. It's the one where it's like, I don't know how much of it, but it's almost like a podcast. Like if you go to the movie theater, the screen's going to be black for a lot of it. It's all like in the sound design, I guess. So I heard it wasn't very great, and it didn't do super well last weekend, and it's dropped from 3rd to 4th now. A 44% drop, which again is not great, but it's made about 19 million domestically, 22 million worldwide. So again, I don't remember what the budget was for this, but if a lot of it is just sound design, maybe it wasn't very expensive, and this will end up being a pretty decent take for this. But as more and more big movies come out, I see this just precipitously dropping over the next coming weeks. Then at number 5, also in its second weekend, is Cabrini, the historical drama about, I believe, like the first American saint in the Catholic Church, bringing in about 2.8 million, dropping from 4th to 5th place, a 61% drop, and it's only made about 13 million domestically and worldwide. This definitely feels more of like a specialty film, and I think a lot of the people who really wanted to go see it have seen it, right? And then also opening this, I don't think this is opening, but I think it's gone wide, right? So it's now, it's added about over 1,300 theaters, whereas before it was maybe just a handful. So Love Lies Bleeding at number 6, coming in at 2.5 million. This is like the A24 lesbian bodybuilding psychological thriller, which sounds, it is as kooky as it kind of sounds. It's jumped from 21st place to 6th place, right? So again, having that extra, play and all those extra theaters really helped bump it up. Again, and this is brings it up to a 2.8 million domestic and worldwide total. Just a couple other things. Dune Part 2 here in its 3rd weekend. Still coming in after Kung Fu Panda. I had predicted maybe Dune and Kung Fu Panda would kind of flip-flop this week, but apparently no. It still held 2nd in its 3rd frame. Only a 37% drop, and so far it's made about 205 million domestically and 495 million worldwide. And I think I read somewhere that it's already surpassed the first film's total in just 2 or 3 weeks, right? Again, couldn't happen to a better film. It's incredible. Highly recommend you all go see it.